If you ask me, a Mario Kart player, what game has the best controls, I honestly have to say that this game right here on the Nintendo DS has the best controls that was later taken and put to other ones. Now, why do I think this game had the best controls? Well, let me explain why. Because I think we can all collectively agree here that Mario Kart games, whether you've just become a Mario Kart gamer yourself with Mario Kart World, or you got your start on the previous entry back on the Switch 1 with 8 Deluxe, then naturally you'll probably just become very accustomed to just how incredibly great the controls are. They're very tight, it's well balanced, and overall you have very good control over your kart, especially when you turn, you drift, you win. But if you look at games, especially if you start from the very beginning and work your way up, like games like Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Double Dash, those 4 games alone, then when you notice the controls compared to the more recent ones, you really do start to notice just how incredibly bad / not really great the controls are. I mean, as someone who loves like games like Double Dash, for example, I just can't help but just realize just how incredibly not that great the controls are. It's a perfectly playable Mario Kart game, by the way, and I do hope it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 online GameCube service, so then I have a reason to play Double Dash on my Switch 2 more, even though the controls are going to be dog water, but that's what you get. I just personally think these earlier Mario Kart games were still in this, like, you could say experimental phase. Double Dash, in my honest opinion as well, is kind of also guilty because it's like, you're fighting for your life! Trying to just keep these characters in the center and still all the time. It's like, what is this? Racing on ice or something like that? But then when we get to Mario Kart DS right here on the Nintendo DS, and yes, I am using an original Nintendo DS, thick boy, I just honestly think this was the game that basically was like, you know what? We had enough of janky ass controls. We're just going to make it as super clean, super good, and actually fun to control. Because that's the whole point of a game, especially like Mario Kart. If it doesn't control good, then it's a shit game anyways, even if it's praised by journalists. And I honestly think even though there's only a D-pad, I think they were able to pretty much just like nail it. Because when you play Mario Kart, the absolute feeling of doing this with the D-pad, especially when you're going into that drift, it is very fun, very tight as well on the controls. It definitely feels like, well, you're not on ice, and you actually feel like you're in control of your kart as well. And yes, even Mario Kart DS, you can do the snaking, which you can't do in any others, but that doesn't really matter if you just took out snaking alone and just looked at this game just purely on the baseline controls itself, because it's standardized, it's great, it's fantastic. Basically, they got rid of that stupid button mashing thing from Double Dash and went back to just basically holding the A button right here to basically just start when it becomes 2 right here, and then you basically boost and leave your opponents in the dust. It is honestly one of the reasons why I honestly do think DS is such an incredible game. Even if you can't see the boost like visually when you're drifting and then let go to do that sweet motherfucking boost, it's honestly like very fun. And hey, even after they took those same great controls and put it to Wii, then to 7, then to 8 Deluxe, and of course even in World, I think DS just basically was like, yep, this is it. This is how a Mario Kart game should have controlled pretty much since the beginning. Okay, maybe not since the beginning. Maybe Mario Kart Double Dash had literally all of the time to really figure that out and really make the controls just feel that really good. But nope, DS was the first one, and that's why I honestly think DS has the best controls, because that's where it basically started. And then all the other ones, well, there you go. Go figure, right? And that's honestly a reason why this game's controls is so incredibly awesome.